All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. Saturday afternoon. I labeled it Sunday at first, so I got to remind myself to change that on the VOD later. But yes, welcome. Got a few European matches for you today. Starting off here with Fusion and WJHFTB, my favorite initialism of all of VRML, with the exception of VRML, I suppose. But yeah. I don't know, initialism, acronym, get them confused sometimes. But I believe I'm using the right term. So for Fusion, they're coming in here looking to maybe take a win. I mean, we have, a team in Fusion who I mentioned it earlier in the last game we saw over on Thursday. But the last 3 games now, 3 or 4 games in fact for Fusion, they have been very close in the score differential department. I mean, looking at a match against Quackheads on Thursday, the differential was 18-13. Against the Vibers, it was 26-18, 12-23 against Team Gravity, and then 27-15 against Vertigo. But so not quite capitalizing on the wins, able to get those, but really just a stark turnaround these last 4 games for Fusion compared to their first 4, where they're really making these games close, including against obviously veteran teams and some really good teams, top teams like Team Gravity. So seeing what they can do. But for WJHFTB, of course, the roster stands for we're just here for the badges. But not really the case. I mean, they're sticking around and they're playing. Right now they do have a sub here, an Infiltrate. He's pretty much a regular on these European streams these days. So not a surprise to see Infiltrate hanging around and subbing for them. As well, we got the Dazzy, Jock, and that one just off, as well as Braymore over on the WJ side. So Galti for Fusion looking up top to that pass, cut off nicely by Dazzy, sending it through. See Dan3Dim over there in the chat. Welcome to the stream. That one taken right out there by Swift. So good grab, gets it over to Alikos, and Alikos just trying to maneuver through the defense. Some close quarters situations unfolding here as it goes into the left side of that bubble, but a speedy player there, Swift, not able to actually get it first. So was there, but now gets the grab, and off the back board, it's Infiltrate. Kind of a constant for him. He's been popping into these games as a substitute and getting quite a few saves. Pretty much with consistency, so it's no wonder that he's subbing an awful lot. Granted, I think he'd be subbing anyway, just because Europe does often need those subs, and the list's not quite as deep in the sub department as North America perhaps, but really Infiltrate contributing very well to every team that he does go on. So over here onto the Fusion side of the floor, on defense, Alikos in the goal. Very good goalie he is. Unable to save that one, however, Braymore pings the bottom of that goal post for the first 2. So we do have a lot of games for you today. Bit unusual for a Saturday, but we do have 3 European matches. Following this one directly will be Quackheads versus Alpha Ducks, as Alikos rolls out here and gets it over to Swift. Swift finding that pass over to Galti. Galti going directly across. Doesn't find a goal, but does find maybe a teammate, but is going to be stunned out by Braymore. Double stunning each other, in fact. Jock takes it over and sends a clear, as some more stuns between David Duel and Braymore. Just nullifying each other there in the back line. But in the front line will be Jock and Alikos. And following Quackheads and Alpha Ducks later, we'll be seeing Alpha Ducks just as well as that is a very alpha shot from Galti. Nice look on that 3-point goal. Yeah, look at that. Just lines it up, finds it. Actually, that was a self-goal, I should say, so I'm kind of confused on that one. But whatever the case is, it'll be taken over here by Fusion. And I mentioned Alpha Ducks. Following them after that match in a half an hour from now, maybe more like 20 minutes from now, we'll be following them against Jesters also. So 3 matches all in a row on this stream. And that would be the conclusion of our European matches for the day. We do actually have, in about 2 hours from now, hour and 50 minutes, Kangarillas and Team Joker, as Infiltrate goes in there for a nice looking shot. Just gets the head-on goal. So some quick points here for WJH FTB. Fusion unable to get on the scoreboard so far. Maybe I'm hoping I didn't commentators curse it earlier by talking about it, but they have been looking very good in their last 4 matches, despite not getting the wins, the differentials, the margins very close on that plus-minus department. So I'm fully expecting Fusion to be picking up some wins here in the very near future, but right now falling behind by 7, and a great recovery there, saved by Braymore, just sends it right out the way. So still unable to score thanks to the great defense there from Braymore. And now recovering is Galti, dodging through a duo of defenders, Jock and Dazzy there on the side. Still gets it over to David. Speaking of Davids, for those who might not have seen, their team There Is No Team is what they're called, over on the North American side, had debuted this week, and they do have a roster featuring 2 Ready at Dawn members, in fact, for those who may not have caught that. Rad David N, as well as White Dragon from Ready at Dawn. Played alongside Fair Enough and Guygasm, who are 2 recognizable names for any veteran European players, especially from 2017, 2018. You'll know those names quite well. Met them in real life if you went into any of the past Echo Lands. But that was a very fun match to watch. They debuted against Nova first. Caption and B-Love were playing on that game. And then the next day, we saw Dave and White Dragon make their debut. And although both games were losses, it was still quite entertaining. They went to 3 rounds. There were some close, last-minute kind of situations that turned the game into wins for the other team. But it was still an impressive debut, considering, it was the first competitive debut from any Ready at Dawn developers, as well as the return of some old veterans. Now for WJH FTB, though, looking as many duels, brawls go out and what have you. Braymore is going to bring this into the goal, look for a soft pass, but just finds the top of the nest instead. And maybe an opportunity now for Fusion as a Swift tries for this clear, and a soft boost, but a good leech there from Infiltrate to help retain the disc for his team. Eventually. Now there's an eventual stun out there, and gets it over to Galti. Sir Dimwee over in the chat, making his commentary debut. And it will be to Dazzy. So over here, Braymore will take this disc, looking for maybe an open goal. Their 3-point conceded. 10 points there for WJH FTB now. Were you wanting to hop in this game, by the way, Dimwee? Let me know. Can always host it for you. So 10 points quickly here. Fusion falling a bit behind in round 1. Alakos trying to go for that pass and just find some points for Fusion. Now, there's 1 at the goal. Maybe have an opportunity if David Duel continues to cut, but opting to hold out. So maybe just a 1-on-4 situation, and definitely not the look that they want. They would have perhaps for Fusion had that 2-on-2 had they continued to cut down the floor, because there were really no boosts going on. But opting to play it a little slow there, and it does result in the turnover. WJH FTB sending it to the mid. So Swift takes it right back away for them, and then looks for the cutting players. He has 4 all positioned out in a rectangle of sorts. Over here at Bowtie, it's David Duel. They got 1 at the goal trying to bother the goalkeeper. And Galti now moving up towards Ness. Meanwhile, Alakos on top of the ceiling. They're looking for some slow play with 2.5 left, but just can't quite handle the disc. So another clear, another boost. And about, well, it looks like a recovery for Alakos, getting some nice grabs in there, just ducking through, and then sends on the clear as some brawls go out trying to deny that stack. So this could be very good if they can continue to deny that stack, because on the other end, recovered here for Galti, trying to vault for a 3, but couldn't quite connect on that one. And obviously at this point, with about 2 minutes left, 3-pointer is probably what they need in order to come back in this first round. So I don't entirely blame them for taking that deep shot, but yeah, there's time not on the side. Now that said, they will buy the 3 points there, so Finally, after about 8 minutes of play, Fusion does get on the board. Slow start for them, but would not be surprised to see them bring it back in that second round, just based on their recent performances. So Swift does take this over in the mid lane and looks for that deep shot, but rebounded maybe. Oh my God, he tried to go for the head, but again, one of those things at this juncture in the game because of time winding down. Honestly, a smart move. Obviously, those headbutt plays can be tough at times, but that would have gotten them the 3 if they can. But yeah, at this point, 2s aren't going to do the job this late in the game, so they're just going to go for those 3s, and that was not a bad idea whatsoever. A Dazzy VR here gets a deep clear, trying to aim for those corners, give themselves a best chance to make a goal in those situations when you aim for the corner panels by that bubble. A good intercept by Braymore, being assaulted by Swift, but still gets the better end of that. Braymore now gets the pass off, but couldn't find the reception on the other end. So less than a minute left, up by 7 points. Dazzy VR taking this away, juking through, trying to send some passes, but both Braymore and Jock inside the goal were stunned out, so good defense from Fusion. Now Alikos, a clear just through the fingertips of Infiltrate. So first to the disc will be Infiltrate. Unable to get a clear. There's less than 30 remaining as more brawls go out on the floor. Alikos looking for his angles, gets it over there to Galti. Galti, one more dish. Couldn't quite find that 2-pointer. Stunned goalie, lots of bothersome defense inside the goal there. And Braymore, one last shot. And if it wasn't for that island, it might have been good. But a good stun from Galti. And with the clock winding down, it will be WJH FTB taking this first round, 10-3.
And the round comes to a close. Blue has it this time.
So at the conclusion of that first, we have just a great start for WJH FTB. Playing for the points, playing for the wins, not just for the badges. Braymore there, again with 5 points. 1 assist, 3 saves, 1 steal, 28 stuns. Far and away MVP there for his team. That is a great stat line for Braymore. Now Infiltrate the sub, not too far behind with 2 points, an assist, 2 saves, and 7 stuns. Jock contributing a save, a steal, and 10 stuns, and then Dazzy with 7 stuns. For Fusion, again, just a slow start for them. Not really any better way to put it than that. Just, yeah, not really warmed up perhaps with the 3 points for Galti and 2 saves, 1 assist for David, as well as 17 stuns. 7 stuns for Swift and a save, and then 14 stuns for Alikos. Not exactly what I expected to see starting up here. I mean, even over there in the connoisseur system, 30 votes went to Fusion, which is to say 100% of the votes. Right now, though, WJH FTB, they're on something else right now because they're looking good.
Round starting in 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Pardon the silence there, just taking a drink. You know how it goes. Over here, though, will be taken by Infiltrate. So in position to maybe take a win here if they can just continue that momentum they built from that second round. It was a really unexpected start for the connoisseurs, perhaps even from me, but Braymore really leading the way and doing a great job, as well as Infiltrate. For Fusion, definitely not playing quite like themselves and like they have been the last 2 weeks, so I don't necessarily expect that to continue. Just one of those law of averages type things where you figure at some point for Fusion in this round, they should start connecting with those passes and the shots. They are definitely a team who can and who has done so recently against some good teams. So we'll see what they do here, but that takeaway from Braymore will not help. The 3-point shot, though, missing. So off to the floor, taken back here by, looks like probably Fusion. Yeah, they get there, now trying to evade the defense. Maybe we'll go for a clear, but just losing the disc to Braymore. So Braymore continuing to contribute and just buy his team extra opportunities, extra goals. That one a bit rushed, forced by the good defense. Just kind of closing off on that QB. So Alikos was able to get that fairly easy read on the disc. Now Braymore sends that one backwards, resetting to Infiltrate now. So off this pass, getting a good look at it. Dazzy trying to go down low, sending it to a contested pass in the bottom there. Maybe a turnover again if he's not careful. But Infiltrate does get it off to Braymore now. So once again, looking at those extra opportunities, they're finding a lot of bonus points basically based off of these rebounds. And right there, they do get a goal. Alakas gets a grip on it, but couldn't make the save as far as the game was concerned. So that is 2 points now for WJHFTB.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
And just catching up really quick out there on the chat, Dimwee says next round he'll be casting. Cool. Looking forward to it. See Supreme Bums in there as well. And now taken here, Fusion, maybe a chance again, but some good defense being played. He is very pressured right there. David Duel now going in, wanting that maybe 2v1 play. The pass a little bit behind, so they have to kind of reset and take anchored position here. They're going to go for that pass to Alakas. Alakas with the one-on-one, and there's the goal, tied up at 2 apiece. That time, some patient play on the anchors, and did get a great opportunity right in front of the goal there for Fusion.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
You also see Rocktor stopping up in there. And yes, next round, Sir Dimwee says. Or next game, I mean, not next round. But, yeah. Misspoke twice, even. Infiltrate, gonna try and infiltrate this goal as Jock bothers the goalkeeper. Alakas shielding himself, trying to get another handle on that. He's had some saves, he gets some more. Alakas, every game, always impressing on the defense, getting the clear, a soft boost in the front line, not with a lot of speed, but maybe just enough to buy themselves a goal. Galti does get that hook shot from down below. Great defense, nice offense. Up by 2 is Fusion in round 2.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7,
So great turnaround there, now taking a little lead. It's still plenty of time, obviously. But Fusion, some back-to-back plays, maybe able to buy themselves that momentum, that rhythm that they were desperately looking for in the first round. So let's see if they can continue to put it together here. Alakas once again in the goal. He's someone who's just really dangerous to go up against if you're an offensive player. When you see Alakas in the goal, you kind of want to get creative with it almost, because you know when he plays, he's getting those saves every single round. Infiltrate. Now working around, looking for that cross pass. That was nicely woven right through a couple of arms from the defense. So Braymore, with that assist by Infiltrate, gets the goal from up top.
11,
Tied up at 4.
9, 8, 7, 6.
Rocktor saying that's exactly what they needed to do. Speaking 2 plays ago when Fusion was on offense. Once you start missing move passes and just anchor everything. Yeah, being careful with it, trying to get those better looks, those better looking opportunities on that one-on-one that they got a couple plays ago. Alakas here maybe trying to get a clear, but no one, open goal instead. So Infiltrate, the steal, the 3, the 7-4 lead.
12, 11, 10.
Sir Dimwee says both Alakas and Jacques are 2 of our rare European friends from Bear League. Yeah, so great to see Dimwee in here, showing the support. So either way you have it, he has a kind of playing both sides, Sir Dimwee, the neutral man, doing the Palidore, if you will. But yeah, has a friend here on both sides of the arena, both colors. So maybe not cheering over one over the other, but just here to watch and enjoy the good gameplay as the pass goes out to Galti on the other side. They'll get pressured pretty quickly, and then Braymore, well, we'll take that one away. Couldn't find a pass, so now just need to find the stacks. You see Fusion getting there. Not a ton of speed, but just enough to at least buy that disc first as a Jock pressures there. And then Braymore, a great takeaway, looking for that bouncing play just off that ramp and taken right back by Galti. So Galti does get rid of it this time, right into the midline. Actually gets his own rebound, I should say, and before the sound of the brawls and the punches go through. One of those self-passes, but not kind of paying off there. That one, again, a save, this time by David Duel, so a pressured shot makes for the good save, and Galti takes this one away once again. Braymore is creeping up on him, and want to avoid him again if he can, but held onto it maybe too long, so it's the second time that it's just been snatched right on that Pac-Man island from Galti. And Braymore just want to keep it away from him because his hands have been all over that disc in this entire match. Right there, a miss from him, that being said. But still going to go back into a rebound situation there. David Duel trying to get the clear and finds that mid area. So infiltrate, a deep bounce shot, almost goes in. Good look. And Alikos will get the clear and a bit of a regrab, so he has a nice boost. Will get there. Time to spare, but a great shield from Infiltrate. Either the great ears, the intuition, maybe the comms from his team, but either way, Infiltrate, a very nice play there to recover and send a deep clear into the opposite side. So Braymore slips through and gets the 3 off of that too. Wow. Tight angle, and now 6 points ahead for WJH FTB. Braymore and Infiltrate still continuing to dominate across these 2 rounds. So with only 1/4 of this matchup remaining, perhaps, Braymore could have been a dagger of a shot there. But he'll work it through the floor here. Looking for his passes, juking around, maybe getting a little loose, little lax, doesn't matter because he's on track for another 2-point shot, 12-4. Braymore feeling just good about himself, clearly. Starting to go for some style points now. And still pays off for the 12-4 lead now. Now for Fusion, just having a tough time of it today. A little uncharacteristic, but what can you say between Braymore and Infiltrate? For WJH FTB, they really showed up. Right there, Infiltrate showing up with a great save. Look at that. Shielded himself from the punch. The quickest of taps on the shot to save it. Then gets back, and the ding off the post there. As Fusion goes back on the offense once more. Soft pass over to the corner. David Duel looking one more. Good anchored passes. One more to the backboard, and that is great passing play from Fusion. Alikos getting the goal. Still a minute 13 remaining, 6-point game, so not completely unrealistic to see a comeback here. We do need a couple quick 3s, perhaps, or 3-2s, but that will be a tough task ahead. But if they can indeed go for those punches on the goalie, cause turnovers here, get those 3-point shots, it's still possible, but it needs to be quick. 50 seconds remaining. And looking for a boost, David and Alikos. Nice recognition just on the fact that they do have to go speedy. At the moment, 43 seconds left. Maybe just going for a 2-point instead, so interesting risk. See if it pays off. They can't get the shot, though, so ding, and then a clear partially into the wedge. And that one very well may seal the deal here. Unable to get those points. Swift one more time going towards that backboard. Just off and rolling out into the back line. So time now out of the equation, the mathematical equation, if you will, and David Duel gets one more pass. 1 more 2 is denied by Braymore. Game disc going for him, no doubt, having himself just an amazing series. Offensively, defensively, everything is just going right for Braymore in this one. So with the upset in 2 rounds, it is 12-6 here for WJH FTB. What a game from, again, between Braymore and Infiltrate, but look at that. Unbelievable game from Braymore, honestly. 12 points, 1 assist, 4 saves, 4 steals, 49 stuns. He is leading in every single category in this entire series for all 8 players. Well, 1 did leave, granted, so not positive, but yeah. Every category but assists, I suppose. But just very strong effort from him. Now, Infiltrate with 5 points, 2 assists, 3 saves, 2 steals, and 15 stuns. That's a pretty behemoth stat line just the same. A joke with the save and steal, and there goes my stats. So there goes the door, because we do have another match coming up immediately. It's 2 minutes away. So I'm going to be going to an intermission quickly here in a sec, and we'll be coming back with Quackheads versus Alpha Ducks first. And directly following that, we also have Jesters versus Alpha Ducks. So Sir Dimwee should be joining me for that one as well. And yes, so let me get this inputted in real quick, and then we'll switch over to the pre-match scene. So be right back, folks. All right, folks, welcome back after that quick intermission. We're right back in it with Quackheads versus Alpha Ducks coming up imminently. Joining me this time, I'm Palidore. Joining me is Sir Dimwee for this stream, and I think the next one as well, perhaps. So good to have him here in the casting booth, about to tell us about the match.
Yeah, and I'll be here for this one, the next one, the one after that, and then the one after that, but not the two to finish this out. But we're gonna have Quackheads versus Alpha Ducks here. Quackheads coming in with a rounded MMR of 1150, 3-4 on the season. That's a team of Gob, Shite, Flash, Flood, Irony Man, and Middleman. And then over on Alpha Ducks, they're coming in with a nice rounded MMR of about 1180, rounded 1180, coming in a 2-4 record. That's a team of Martin III, Ninja Knight, Stody, and Lowrad as we get started here.
And getting started is Quackhead's Middleman with that disc, giving it off to Flash Flood and then back to Middleman. Middleman looking up high. So quick rollouts, but going to be stolen by Ninja Knight there right off that bat. Want to shout out to the Quackheads as a whole on this taken here by Alpha Ducks. Looking forward. The Quackheads and their logo changing every week with that Duckman comic of sorts. Love to see it. It's pretty fun getting to see the new ones each week. So happy to feature them as well when we can.
And also, I just gotta anytime I cast for Gob's team, I gotta give him a shout out. Oh my goodness, as I do it, that feed from Martin III and Ninja Knight there to bring it in.
Yeah, that was a good-looking delivery, and Ninja Knight just finishing it off that assist. But yeah, you were saying about Gob.
I was just gonna say Gob way back the first community tournament I was ever in. I was on his team. He's a great guy. He taught me a lot of things that I still employ now. So I got to give him a shout out because he was definitely one of those early teachers for me, and I'm forever appreciative.
Absolutely, Gob, a great dude. Hung out with him a couple times now in real life at some of those lands of yesteryear. Always fun to hang out with. C and Gob, he's gonna see the goal for his first 2 points, right on cue.
Yeah, right on cue. That feed from Flash Flood to Gob moving up through the bubble there. Nice pass and a shot on the goalie. You know, there's always a chance goalie's gonna make a save, and he gets it in. So great shot there from Gob.
Now taking it is Lil Red here, getting it over to Stody. So Lil Red, if I'm going in here, will be off that corner. Going out into the bottom now. But yeah, good to see Lil Red. Saw a lot of him last in the preseason. I can always say that instead of saying last season. Just say preseason, Palidore. But it just doesn't connect with me. But maybe connecting with a disc here and maybe a shot. Got a number situation, but actually at the last second, there's Lil Rad right on cue, just the same with a good snag and clear.
But see, that's not a horrible habit to have, just because like it's only the season 1 that you have to check yourself on that, because once you get into season 2, from that point on, you can always say last season.
True enough, but it annoys me because I do it literally every time. I don't think there's a single time I have not done it. But over there, whoa, look at it, at the disc for a great save again, Middleman. And the thing that impresses me about Middleman, he gets these saves all the time, every series I cast. But he does it too with so much traffic, because people know over in Europe how good he is. Right there, going to dive out and collect it. But people know how good he is at the goal. So often you're going to see those teams, when they're on offense, they're really getting up in his face, trying to punch him out, trying just to body block, and yet he still gets saves.
And just to note some good sportsmanship here is when he made that save, somebody on the blue team here even announced an open column. It's a nice save, very calmly and coolly. So yeah, it's something I don't think I've ever heard in an NA game, at least not one I've been in. Oh my goodness, Gob with the steal on the edge of the bubble. Wow, great shot there. Way to turn that into 2.
Yeah, good job from Gob. Just playing right up on that, the yoink and the point. 2 of them, in fact. 4 to 2.
Just to be clear, I'm not saying there isn't good sportsmanship in NA. I'm just saying I've never, in a game I've played in, I've never had someone go, ooh, nice save, like in the game. Usually, well, you're not going to be too happy when the goalie makes a good save.
I'll just offer the diversity on that one by saying that it's happened to me a handful of times. Granted, obviously now I haven't played in a while, and especially in 4v4, but I mean, it's happened with me here and there. Maybe not as often as it could be because I was never that great of a goalie, but over there will go very close to the goal, and Stody takes it out before it floats in.
Yeah, that almost took a really goofy bounce off the floor there, and of course, you know, throwing the disc down straight to that floor is never going to bounce off straight, and yeah, we kind of saw that almost culminate in a goal there, but a great stop.
And a good grab by Irony Man, just dodging through the defense of Stody. So Alpha Ducks going back on defense now here on the blue side. Martin getting stunned by that rad logo, and they're going to back it out here for Quackheads, though. Play it pretty slow and make some nice passing plays. So Gob will take us over. He is assaulted, but still gets that a pass over just before the sun came out. Irony Man now taking it away as some anchored passes go at play. You can see him on either shoulder there, as well as the bow tie. They're just playing that rectangular formation of sorts. A nice tap off the barrier and carrying it for the two. So Irony Man now.
Yeah, it was a nice little juke there from Irony Man. Took that feed from middleman on the post, moves in, or near the post, moves in, dodges one player, and then uses his shield to redirect his trajectory as he's coming in. And that's definitely, you know, a great strategy. Anyone watching that might be new to the game, if you're moving into the bubble like that, using the geo around to juke and dodge is beneficial in most situations.
Yeah, getting those nice tap-offs right there, trying to tap it off the rebound, couldn't get it, but behind the back, almost a beautiful delivery to Flash Flood. I think he was still a little bit stunned, so couldn't quite collect in time. Off the backboard, also not quite online, and now declined into the wedge, and Alpha Ducks playing some good defense there to deny any points.
Yeah, that was a heads-up shot, almost a really good shot, taking it in above and throwing it off of the triangle on the backboard, the pyramid, if you will, and because it's obviously not a triangle, it's a quadrangle. Which I don't think is, I don't know if that's actually a thing. No, I'm making words up. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that one, I don't know about that. Someone came up with a term before that I kind of like, but I can never remember it in the moment. But either or, those formations, I mean, obviously in 3v3 it was always the triangle, and now in 4v4, more of a rectangle, but that's the kind of spacing you do get in these forward situations, finding the space on that one. How about that? Another one of those little tap-offs to Geo, and it bought him just enough space to find a three somehow between a couple defenders there. Just looking at that replay, look at that. Quick tap, and then right on through. That was a great look.
Yeah, that's a hard shot to make when you're under that kind of pressure there, and maybe a little lag. That was not just you; that was both of us.
Little rad, a little lag, but that's okay. Quackheads get the disc back. Maybe not for long. So Martin does take this deep, clear. He knows he has a stack impending. Can they collect it? Yes, they will, but couldn't get the shots. Tough miss there. Could have brought that differential a little bit closer. Alpha Ducks right now playing some good defense, but not really finding the offense as of yet. They still have 2.5 remaining, though. Now, that said, it will get on through there. Middleman couldn't quite get the save. He had a hand on it, but I believe that was Lil Rad who got the shot.
Oh, yeah, Middleman not happy about that one. That's definitely one I've seen a few times where he definitely got the grab on it in front of the goal plane. The save definitely got made, but for one reason or another, probably ping. It goes in anyways. Those are definitely aggravating situations when you're the goalie.
And seeing right there just one of Quackhead's favorite rollouts that they pull off fairly often. I don't think I've actually seen it in a little while. At least if I haven't been paying attention. But yeah, where they go for these really quick succession passes, first short, and then they deliver it right into the very bottom of the mid lane, right underneath that island, that Geo. Oh, good pass right there. Fadeaway shot missed. But it's one of those rollouts. Again, I mentioned a lot of these teams these days, especially in Europe, but more in North America these days as well, seeing a lot of uniqueness in these offensive jousts. It's kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, and on that missed goal opportunity, that was who I didn't quite catch who took the shot, but they didn't hesitate in not hesitating. They had to take that shot off balance and on the fade, which can be incredibly difficult to do, especially when you're doing it with immediately turning around and taking the shot, which was the right call though, because there were defenders moving in. Had he hesitated, they would have gotten there anyway.
Oh, no hesitation on that save from Middleman. Does it once again. nothing but middle. He's more like top man. The top man in the goal, always getting the saves. That one's going to roll pretty close to the goal. Now taken by Gob, slinging it out. Tough angle on any shot, but at the very least, got it out of the way of the defense initially, but needs to get rid of it here. Does not, so loses the disc to a Lil Rad, who finds a pass over to mid. Martin maybe with an angle to shoot that one. Open three, but not, because middleman on the stack gets back before getting bopped in the head.
Yeah, it was a quick stack. Middleman getting back quick enough to make a save on it, and a good save it was.
Another near miss there, but rebounded middleman again. Has it taken away again. This time Gob in the goal. One more delivery to Ninja Knight, trying to ninja his way through the bottom slice. Does get stunned for those efforts. 9 seconds left, and a win here for Quackheads will be got in this first round. But entertaining match, and middleman once again just continues to impress there in the goal-keeping end.
This round's over and done.
Yeah, I mean, great performance, great showing here from Quackheads. Take this one 9-4 in round 1 against against Alpha Ducks. I find the fact that you have Quack and Ducks, the two teams, it feels so easy to start tripping up and confusing the teams. But yeah, great showing here from Quackheads, and we can check on the stats real quick. Gobshite with the game high points of 4, and of course, because he's the best. And Middleman with 3, Irony Man with 2. But notable was, of course, those 4 saves to Middleman, and I'd swear there were more than 4. Sometimes I question how the game collects their stats, but I could also be wrong that it was just 4. But those were 4 very important, very big saves.
It's one of those things. Sometimes I think, oh, maybe they didn't credit him the save, but maybe a steal. But then you look at the stats, and it's like, nope, no steal either, and then you scratch your head.
Well, yeah, and there was a game the other week where we were looking over shots taken versus goals versus saves. And there were the numbers didn't add up right, so I don't know. I do not know how the stats are actually, like, what the triggers are for the stats. I'm not going to go too deep and start speculating on criticism, whatever.
Someone,
but yeah.
I believe it was BTS, because he tracked some of those stats himself, and he did tell me at some point There I go again. Last season, preseason, whatever. He told me in the preseason that it was. God, I can't remember. I'm not gonna say it because I can't remember. But he told me this specifically how those saves were counted, and yeah, it was something that was kind of liable for some. Ooh, nice grab there. Speaking of saves from Stody, but it's one of those things that is liable to being miscalculated by the game because of how it is tracked. I'll have to get an update on that and ping him later on. But yeah, it's one of those things that eye tests will tell a different story sometimes than what the stat sheet tells when it does come to those saves.
And there's that inclination, particularly when you're talking about like a game, a video game. Effectively, I mean, that's ultimately what we're dealing with. You kind of want to be. There's that instinct to be, or the habit of maybe being critical about it. But that's probably the stat tracking is probably the one of the lower priorities at the moment. So certainly not one I'm going to be too upset about.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just one of those things that as a caster we kind of have to make note of sometimes. But yeah, not a big deal, but that's a good deal into the goal for Irony Man.
Yeah, that's a hard angle to make a stop on. You can play the angles a little bit and try to do what you can, but when they're coming in, they're coming in with more confidence. But also just to say that Palidore, I'm pretty sure you sounded pretty angry about the stat collection business there for a moment. So I was trying to tell you to not be angry about it, bro, because you need to chill.
I feel like that's a troll. You gotta be more subtle with it there. Jeez.
No, I've got no words.
I was almost like I almost believed you. Then you threw in the bro, and it's like, wait, no, that's a key word. That's a key word in a troll when you use bro. So
It is.
I'm starting to pick up on your tendencies. So you're gonna have to start keeping me more on my toes. Switch up the verbiage, okay?
Yeah, I gotta throw in bro sometimes to throw some mockery for our friends over in New England.
Yeah, you almost had me until the bro. But yeah, over here it goes to Gob. Gob looking for Irony Man on that pass. Flash flood on the bottom as well, but Irony Man getting stunned before he gets the anchor. So turnover. Looks like Martin actually over here lost an arm, perhaps. So not good news for them as he continues to struggle on the opposite side, and Flash flood will collect for Quackheads. See,
Sputnik in chat, and so is captions and Boop and Swift, and a bunch of people joining chat here for this game.
Yeah, Boop saying a little while ago, nice that Quacks took the first round. He didn't expect that. Yeah, counter the expectations perhaps for some players. Even more so in that last match. For those who didn't catch, the WJH FTB, that will be let loose for 3. And Little Rad looking pretty nice from that bottom shot. He is quite skilled at those. He likes that angle.
I do believe we're about to see a restart. Yep.
Yeah, from Martin, I suppose. I assume.
I don't know what happened. I just heard the teams right after that goal were calling for the restart.
Yeah. Martin lost his hand at some point, so I don't know if it's a battery thing or someone left the game. It looks like, but not Martin. So I'm not sure what happened there. But yeah. So Quackheads did take again that first round upset of sorts. But at least in Boop's eyes, Alpha Ducks do have the heavy connoisseur vote advantage too, but so did Fusion in that first match earlier on. So maybe one of those days of upsets on the way. Who knows? That said, if that trend does continue, again, we do have Kangorillas and Team Joker actually facing off in about an hour and 10 minutes from now. Kangorillas, the only undefeated team left in North America. Team Joker, though, not far behind. They only have 1 loss in the season, and it was to Kangorillas in the first week. So that's going to be highly intriguing to see if Kang can keep it up.
Just to add a little bit more context to that, even though Kang is the only undefeated team on the season, because of the preseason carryover of those the MMR, Joker's still with that first place position at the moment. Pulling out, they've got that 1290 MMR versus Kang's 1280. So today's game could see a swap in that positioning, that number 1 and number 2 in NA. Yeah,
I would say that is pretty likely there. Yeah, you mentioned it. Kangorillas in the preseason with that seeding, they came in with a 5th place finish, so just right there on the edge of the gold ranks, with a record of 7-5. For Team Joker, they finished off that season 10-2 in 2nd place over North America. So there was a 30 MMR differential there, 30-point differential, and the gap being closed by Kangos very well. So yeah, if they do manage to perform well tonight, or this afternoon rather, we could definitely be seeing them take over as that first place slot, and Team Joker maybe eating a 2nd loss to Kangos.
And just because it came up, just a little bit more context to that Kango 5th place finish in preseason. They were, after their last game, they were actually in 4th place, and it was other games that happened after that that knocked them out.
Flare versus Orbit. Now,
Yeah,
I remember
Orbit.
that game because of that game winner at the end there by Gamer Boy at the time, otherwise known as Blenders, otherwise known as about 10 different names, but
Screeny and all sorts of names.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember that match. There was a lot of eyes on that one because it was so important in kind of determining Kango's positioning and whether or not they made the playoffs. It was obviously determinant on whether Orbit or Flare could potentially squeeze in after the points were recorded. So obviously, that had happened, and well, we know the rest, but it's always one of those most intriguing matchups to me every time it happens. Kangos versus Joker, not just with VRML, but dating back to Pizza League, both season 1 and 2, dating back to ESL and those seasons. Kangos and Jokers have always been just an incredibly entertaining matchup. There's always epic, game-winning happenings. It's kind of a frequent thing when it comes to those two teams, for whatever reason. It's always those two teams. So looking forward to that one. Definitely tune in for that match later on. Now that said, we do have a continuation now of this match finally, so we're getting ready to restart here in this 2nd round. 7:12 on the clock, 3-2 favoring Alpha Ducks on the score. So Gob takes this one here, contested doubly so by a stack, and actually just knocks both of them out. A goal wide open, well, a little bit open anyways. The defense does retreat, but it's still a miss. 4 Quackheads, they're going to get another attempt at this one, down by 1, maybe about to go up by 1, and they do. 4-3.
Nice pass sequence there. Middleman taking that pass in to that center lane and then sending it off to Flash Flood behind the goal, who was uncontested behind that goalie. And as I've mentioned many times over many games over the last several months. When you have a guy behind the goal like that who's uncontested, you know, he's setting up for like a 90% chance of scoring. So definitely don't want to be letting those guys sit up behind your goal like that unchallenged.
Yeah, and right now trying to challenge this disc on Gob. Gob gets it through off that little juke. Irony Man finding another one of those tap-offs, but gets it stolen there. And right back, though, Gob, and just the same Martin. So back and forth it goes here. Duck-on-duck violence with all these brawls, but not able to find the disc for very long for either of these teams.
And it was unfortunate there. Both of those steals for Alpha Ducks, both of those players were looking for pass options, but they had none. And that's what ultimately led to them getting stunned out again and losing it on both accounts.
And that's one of those things that does tend to happen when you have those pileups where there's a lot of clustered up players, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 players all at one spot. By default, that already means, you know, that your passing lanes are pretty close. You don't have that good spacing on the passes. So that's kind of the, you know, double-edged sword of going for those brawls and things like that, in that you don't have as many passing opportunities. Now looking for just a shot opportunity is Gob. Checks behind him, checks in front, and sends it in.
I think along with just about everybody else, including the defense, were waiting for him to send that pass off to that shoulder. The player sitting on their right shoulder there, and it doesn't happen. So both defenders collapse in on him, but give him still enough space to kind of do a little bit of maybe a bit of a squat and get through them and one-on-one with the goalie. Basically, I mean, it was really a 3-on-1, but yeah, great shot there, great goal for God.
Now off of what was a pretty slick rollout there, Ninja Knight got that disc eventually. Now intercepted, taken back by Iron E-Man, also an Iron Man though. A lot of strength. But over here will be a takeaway by Gob, trying to get it just out of his reach, still remaining stunned. So Martin loses the handles, but gets it over to Lil Rad. There's some nice spacing out, but they need to get rid of it, and they don't. So a turnover here, perhaps. But there's one of those pileups. You see a lot of different players, hence it forces a clear instead of a pass, because there really was no one to get it to. Ninja Knight maybe looking for it too, but Martin another stun. So brawl heavy right now as a shot finally goes in.
Looks like that shot may have caught the goalie off guard a little bit. There were two defenders around that player, but I know players have found a lot of success in using those posts to juke around, to twirl around a bit. And yeah, Lil Rad with a great shot there to bring his team within 1 in this round too.
Anytime I think of post twirlers, at least on the North American end, I can verify Strem, possibly one of the first to really use that, at least in my own eyes. We scrimmed King so much in previous seasons and Metamercs and stuff like that. Those post jukes would always throw us for a loop. But a lot of people using the jukes to their advantage. We've seen it multiple times from all the players in this game, just dodging off the Geo and finding some goals as a result, keeping the mobility alive.
Yeah, that was a couple of really good individual players. Gobshot, as he was moving in, got the one defender coming in to attack him, stunned him out, which gave him the room to move into the bubble on the passes to Flash Flood, who was on the shield. Pass was a little bit off, but as you noted, Flash Flood able to use that Geo to move in on the goalie after Gob had stunned the goalie out to make so great coordination there from Quackheads and good passing.
And Taco on Thursday saying, "Go Quacks, go!" Cheering on Quackheads. We're about to see Taco on Thursday, I do believe, in the next match. That was almost a great looking behind the back fling, or turnaround fling rather. Couldn't convert on it, but you know, I guess cookie points for the style. Now Martin still retains here, so Alpha Ducks won't pay too hard. Maybe have a chance. They have 4 different players all surrounding goal. It is so congested in there, and you see what I mean from middleman. That time, literally 6 players at least, just like all in his vision, and somehow gets the grab. I don't know how he does it, but just he tracks that disc so well.
And yeah, and that's why that shot was taken. Oh, one-on-one with the goalie there, middleman with the feed from Gob going in on that top corner. But yeah, no, I was just saying that's why that shot back to the other end was taken, was because there was so much traffic in front of the goal. And as a shooter, you tend to learn fairly quickly that when there's traffic, goalie's not going to be able to make a save most of the time. But middleman being the one who bucks that trend, picking up a great save on that before they turn it around for that goal there.
It's pretty uncanny. He has so many of those. I mean, that was about as high traffic of a situation you can get. The vision completely blocked, but just good anticipation and nice pass as well from Ninja Knight. Looked like the goalie tried to dive, but that was a great delivery from a Little Rad to enable the goal.
Yeah, that was a nice long pass, not too long, from one side of the, from one, from the width of the arena, about how, well, less than the width, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful feed, and then that gave him, he didn't have to alter his trajectory at all, so he just kept moving on in towards that goalie for that one-on-one.
That's an important turnover that was just caused by Alpha Ducks. They are down 3 with a minute left. A goal is currently untended, but looking to fix that situation rather quickly. Middleman. Don't need a 3 here, but they do need some quick moves with this final minute coming in. If they want to take this game and force that round 3. Quackhead's right now in position, though, to take it in 2 if nothing changes, but that's a great delivery from Stody. There were 2 cutters, and Stody the one receiving.
Yeah, that was a vicious pass there. Stody right in front of the goal from Ninja Knight, and yeah, so now they're going to have about 25 seconds to try to come back in this round 2, so this is going to be down to the wire.
Definitely is, so Quackhead's in good position, but still not by much. Maybe a turnover here, but looks like it will go if it can get it. Yeah, Ninja Knight wrangles that one, tries to deliver it down over to Lil Rad. Oh, with a save from Middleman to close this one off. There's still 10 seconds left on the clock, but that is deep into the back line, and now with no time, no stacks at all. Middleman, the ridiculous effort again at the very end.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say, I mean, with this game finishing with a 1-point differential, I'm going to have to say Middleman is the MVP here with the saves he made. And, of course, the game, well, there was a reset. So the stat sheet only showing 2 saves of Middleman, but I believe that's 6 overall. But I think the game's suggesting that he only got 2 saves in this round. And if that's the case, those are 2 very, very important saves. Yeah, I mean, they were the saves we saw him make were clutch. They were saves that they were, I would say, low percentage saves a lot of goalies wouldn't have been able to make, and that's definitely what kept them in here. As they win this game by 1 point. So yeah, beautiful, but great showing from both teams. I mean, Alpha Ducks almost coming back in that round 2. In the final minute, that would have been an amazing finish to go to a round 3. But yeah, it was a good game from both teams. MVP definitely going to Middleman. Gobshite had some great looks, some good goals, some good drives into the bubble. Flash Flood as well. And so yeah, this is an exciting round to watch here. Exciting game.
Yeah, very, very well played there from, well, both teams, quite frankly. Quackhead's now coming back to take a win here, going to a, let's see, 4-4 record, it looks like, off of that. Able to...
Not to interrupt you, but real quick, the players agreeing. They're all talking. They just mentioned Middleman, definitely MVP with the saves he was making.
Yeah.
So definitely some agreement there.
Yeah, well, for sure. But yeah, I mean, Quackheads do come back now and claim this win, so they'll gladly take that one to even up their record just a bit. They had a few losses there in the last couple of weeks, so good for them to find their stride and looking good in the process. It was almost a great comeback from Alpha Ducks, honestly. I mean, they had some great defense. They were causing some turnovers off of those jousts and almost got the almost got the job done. My voice starting to die a little bit, fittingly, because that last game actually was my 100th cast for this season. So there you go, in 27 days this time.
Which is definitely impressive, and just to give some context, some relative context to that. I was literally last night telling Gilligan, I was like, dude, I'm finally approaching that 100 cast mark, which Pally hit in 30 days, and now 27.
I think it was 31.
And, was it 31?
Might have been, because it was you gave me the technicality, remember?
That's right.
Yeah.
But I'm still 20 games away from that mark. So just to give everybody an idea as to how prolific Pally is as a caster, I'm sure you notice it. But I feel like I cast a lot, and yeah, I'm still 20 whole games away from that 100 mark, and Pally now hitting another 100 in 27 days. I think you're almost to 300 at this point.
Yeah,
So,
nearing there. But
just to quantify how much how much casting Pally does.
Now, to be fair, too, I would say maybe a fourth of those games, perhaps, were maybe a little less. I'm not sure, but a good chunk of those games were just me doing cameras with guys like you and Sputnik, casting a lot of those ones. Skinny as well.
Pally attempting to be humble, but of course we're not going to let him because still he is so far and away as far as the number of casts he is carried here. Palidore is the carry of the casting. Back's probably a little sore at this point.
Throat's a little sore. That's about it. But I just warn you a little bit. Careful about I don't know, looking up to the lunacy, because I feel like that's what it borders on at this point. Dedication.
Well,
lunacy. It's very, very close together. I'm treading the line.
It's a nice example to look up to. And I mean, to be fair, you know, like I'm on a team, Andy's on a team, Shepard's on, you know, a lot of the casters on teams. So you know, there's a lot of times we don't even have the opportunity to cast because you know, when you're on a team and you're taking it seriously, that's definitely going to take the precedent. As my cat is just wanting to make all sorts of noise.
All right, well, real quick, though, on that note, we do have this game. We're just staying right here in this server with Alpha Ducks. They're facing off against Jesters, but I do have to change up the names, so we're going to hit an intermission real quick, but we'll be back like in a split second. So one moment, please. All right, and we are back as promised, very quick. So on that note, Jesters versus Alpha Ducks coming up right now. Gonna ping the teams that they are clear to begin. There it is. And yeah, we're back.
Just to do a rundown of this game, so you've got Quackheads after that. Let's see, that was no, I'm sorry, this isn't Quackheads, it's Alpha Ducks. I need to be better. Alpha Ducks now sitting on a 2-5 record after that loss there to Quackheads, but now we have Jesters coming in. They're currently sitting on around an MMR of 1200. They did pick up a win over Vibers on Friday, being yesterday, of course, and that was Jesters winning in 2. Their current record sitting at 4-3. But they are gonna be bringing in a sub for this game. It looked like it was gonna be Boop, but Boop no longer in the game, so I'm not sure what sub we're gonna see. As we did see after their win yesterday, Lowrider leaving the team for one reason or another. We're not going to speculate, obviously, but so Jester's currently sitting with a roster of 3, so they're in perpetual need of a sub at the moment, and it looks like it is going to be Boop joining him here, and curious to see how Jesters is going to perform with the sub. Boop, a notable player in his own right, obviously the namesake of the Boop shot and the side Boop shot, although I'm sure the side Boop shot has more of a more proper name, but yeah, excited to see this
on
matchup.
that note, however, I informed the teams they need to stop. There's an extra spectator in this match at the moment. I assume it might be Boop because he was in it, but either way, launch does start, so I'll transition to the gameplay, but yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there.
I'll do a double check on that real quick.
Yeah, apologies for that, but just making sure there's no, shenanigans going on. Definitely can't have, one team with, say, like 5 players, an extra spectator calling out.
Yeah, there's still an extra spec here. Yeah.
So that's a bit of an issue. Hopefully one of the teams acknowledges the pings and finds that out, but otherwise we're playing on. All right, here goes round 1, off to Alpha Ducks. Ninja Knight getting it off to Stody. And it'll roll into the Alpha side of the floor, going in for a goal. Jesters convert the first 2, and it's denials.
Yeah, had I used any other typical invite into the game, I could even pop out to see who it is. But given we used the spec to come in, I don't think I can pop out here.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, so obviously it's not Boop, but someone switched out. Not sure who. In any case, highly illegal what you're doing, spectator, just so you know. Anyways, off it goes here into the goal, but just dinging off the post. Denial's taking this one away. 4 points for Jesters already. And looking to back that one out.
And in case anybody has any question why that's frowned upon, because we're not assuming.
Well, as mentioned, we
doing
can't
anything.
have coaches. Basically, is what it comes down to.
Yeah, basically, because you can. There's going to be angles you can see from, feed that information to if you happen to be. Of course, we're not accusing anybody of attempt. I believe it's probably just somebody maybe left over from the previous game wanting to hang out and watch this one. But yeah, it's definitely something frowned upon to have an extra somebody in the game here, regardless of who it is or why.
Yeah, because, I mean, over on the streaming end of things, there's still enough of a delay that you can't really stream snipe by any means, since positioning and things like that in Echo basically change on a second-to-second basis, and there's at least 6-7 second delay, something like that. So really, no useful call-outs can come out of the Twitch stream. But if you do have a live spectator just watching, and then one of the teams comes, obviously not what you want. It might not be that situation. It could very well just be someone who's unaware of the rule, hanging around to watch this game, and could be completely, you know, on the ups. But we don't know that, and that's why it's the rule.
It's that illegal phrase in the States. Ooh, it had to
Nice.
go there for Denials. Send that one in from the feed from Bad Internet.
That was a nice pass and just bought them the open shot.
Yeah, it's a well-known legal. I don't know if it's well-known, but it's a common, it's a defined legal phrase, being the appearance, the quote-unquote appearance of impropriety, because the appearance itself can cause enough problems. So yeah.
Now that bounce clear was just fine. An intercept instead. Taco on Thursday. Reading that well and going down for the pass to Bad Internet. Bad Internet has a teammate up top there. Denials doesn't get it to him, but you know what? Denials will just take it for himself.
What a nice hook there from Denials as he takes that one, moving down away from the goal, almost underneath it. Had he hesitated, maybe not have been so easy to get that one in, but a great hook shot there from Denials off of that ding from Bad Internet.
And so with 11 points now, Jester's up here by a good margin. Still 6 minutes remaining, however, but an intercept, or a steal rather, off of some good brawling will get Jesters this disc once more as they bring it to the mid area. Now Boop taking this over, playing a bit of a backline role. You know how accurate he is on those shots from deep, but you got to figure that same kind of thing. You know, it'll translate to good passes as well. So I don't think it's a coincidence that several times now when we have seen Boop subbing for teams, he does come in there and he does just fit into whatever role he's needed. And a lot of the times that has been the backliner or the assist man. That one just off, but yeah, you know, shot accuracy, pass accuracy, it's precision all the same.
It's an unfortunate miss on an empty goal there, because that would have been a
Oh,
great
look
highlight.
at that stun and grab though.
Yeah, great stun, great steal from Boop there. But that chain down and then shooting it on the goal. I know on Nova we had a play like that. Oh my goodness, what a feed there from Bad Internet to Taco on Tuesday on the shield to bring it in one-on-one. As apparently I'm losing all my energy right now. Hold on, I can get it back. Just give me a minute.
Not a problem. You're losing energy, I'm losing my voice, but we won't lose our cool because this is a cool game. Like casting this. So
It's definitely a cool game.
Here to the end. That is to say, here until I can't talk no more. But until then, it'll be grabbed on the bottom by Lil Rad. Tap out, maybe an intercept, no, just out of the reach. So instead, a lightly boosted Ninja Knight will have an open goal, goes for it, and nails it. Absolutely for Ninja Knight. So just a good boost. He was pretty much a lone wolf up there in front. No one else in sight except his own teammate at the goal until the very end there, after the shot was already through. So Denials sends a pass over to Bad Internet. Bad Internet, a quick one, right the same. Ninja Knight just redirecting himself, not opting for a punch, just getting a good mobile boost off to get back into the bubble for defensive purposes. Right here, though, Boop maneuvering around, gets it to Taco, but Stody, again, stalwart on defense. Had some saves in the last game, and in most weeks he'll have those as, just the same. So, you know, talked about middleman earlier, but Stody's another one of those guys who is pretty consistent in getting multiple saves per series that I end up casting. So up top, 2 denials. One more to Boop, but great play from Ninja Knight. So again, a good punch, cutting him off. And trying to dole out the score. Couldn't do so, but Boop is there, as well as a Taco on Thursday. Trying to break away, if possible.
Seeing a lot of accidental cute comms at the moment, so I'm hearing a lot of... It's really funny.
Maybe you got to figure as another good handle on the disc gets sent out. So one more time, bad internet. And again, Stody the save, but a tap back. Taco on Thursday. So one of those high traffic situations that still results in a goal, but good save despite it.
And that's what we call a heads-up play there from Taco on Thursday, to be aware and coordinated to get that slap in all that traffic with that disc kind of bouncing around a little bit.
So yeah, it's gonna happen. That one almost a turn. Well, it will be a turnover in fact, and just redirecting right into a 3. Bad internet in one smooth motion.
12, 11, 10.
Just grabs that disc and look at this. Just quick redirect and boom, instant goal.
Yeah, this is Jesters here really showing their game IQ, their ability to kind of turn around on a dime when they need to and make quick shots, quick plays. And you can see maybe another boost race here for we do, and another empty net there. Boop putting that one in, and now Jesters up 21-3. We're only 2 points away from a Mercy here in the round 1.
Yeah, Mercy does seem to be impending here. Boop obviously coming in and I suppose subbing. Maybe, who knows? Maybe could find a roster spot as well. It seems like Jesters are in need of 1 extra. So, and they've been a strong team that has been kind of right on that cusp of being that upper tier and contesting those top teams. And if you add Boop to the mix, it's very possible as they go in for a pass, but cut off great by bad internet. So off to Ninja Knight. He'll look for that soft pass up top, but too much traffic, and the disc gets loose into the mid.
That was a good look there. Stody coming in off the shield was looking for the pass, and the pass comes up to him, and I don't know what I just witnessed there. But yeah, it was a good look.
Oh, what a shot!
The game's not even showing who took the shot.
Denials for 3
denials?
points. Yeah, just reading it off the barrier there. But yeah, what a shot there. Wow.
Great shot through the in traffic through the mail slot with the underhand to end this one 24-3. So yeah, big showing here from Jesters at the moment. A lot of really good scores. Denials currently with that game high points of 10, followed up by Taco with 6, Boop with 5, and Bad Internet with 3. But then also notable is the assists across the board there. 3 apiece to Denials and Bad Internet, 1 apiece to Taco on Thursday and Boop. Just showing you these goals aren't typically someone just walking it in. There's a lot of passing going on, a lot of coordination from the team of Jesters here. And yeah, it's definitely paying off.
Yeah, and real quick, I'm gonna, see if they even hear it, but there is matter of the spectators, still an extra. So letting them know. But, up to the teams really to enforce it at this point, because, yeah. Whatever the case, though, we're just going to roll with whatever we got here as we see, strong effort from Denials and Boop just the same. But Alpha Ducks looking to come back here. Martin III doling out some punches, 21 of them. Saw a lot of brawling in that last game between the 2 duck-themed teams, Quackheads, Alpha Ducks.
So I would, as we get started here, I would just say to anybody, if anybody happens to find out who that player is in the spec, just let them know for future reference that that's not it's generally frowned upon.
And right here, not frowning on that shot, it's Ninja Knight, 93 with a 3. Alpha Ducks' first goal of the second round.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
So off on this joust, Jester's taking this away. Quick pass delivering to Denials. Denials just as quick on that second one, but maybe too quick because Boop couldn't grab it there, and Stody will instead. Intercept though, quick shot, just off. Now Boop takes that one, looks for maybe a shoulder pass, does get it over. There's one over to the nest maybe, doesn't find it however, so it will ding off the post, but still Taco with a rebound and backs it out into the pocket before looking for his passing options. You see that formation going down low, but Stody knew where to be, diving out and sending it out.
Yeah, Stody definitely anticipating that pass to the player underneath the goal there behind him. What a great
Oh, what a passing play.
Oh.
Sir Dimwee, that was another just quick series of passes, delivers it to bad internet, and he spun. So a nice flourish to end in that 2-point shot.
Yeah, that was a masterful passing play there to go that deep feed to Denials, and then Denials a quick pass up to bad internet up on the shoulder block there. That was so well executed there.
No better way for Jesters to get on the score sheet than a goal like that. Can make you a little bit extra hype, feeling good off what was just an incredible passing play. Off the backboard, though, another ding instead. Still lots of contesting going on, but there are those pileups I talk about. You see when they form like this, there's not really a lot of available passes just because of all the clustering and the spacing being played so tight. But not always inherently a bad thing, but just a play style difference there, noting that, you know, when you're focusing the clears and boosts or you're just focusing the brawls, it's at the, well, right there, a point. I was going to say, my point was it's kind of at the detriment of those passes. You're giving up the lanes for the added physicality.
Yeah, and that one, I mean, that one there, that feed, Denials able to wrangle on that disc. Goalie gets back to goal, but that was that bad internet or Taco moving in on the bubble there unchallenged. It's just too easy for them to accept that pass and put a quick shot on.
That was really well played there from both ends, catching that disc in the stride. A little bit of a miscue on the internet side of things, I suppose, but it will be a save all the same, it looks like, as it gets dumped off and then taken back here by Martin. So Martin back to Ninja Knight, going to the side wall. Stody pushing off and looking for some plays. He has 2 on the floor, 1 on the ceiling. So good options here as they just go back and forth. 2-man game being at play, and couldn't find that pass. Otherwise would have been a good look. But again, the second attempt bouncing off of Geo, and Lil Rad gets the goal.
Yeah, it's a heads-up play there from Lil Rad to use that Geo and turn himself around, and then it pays off there. Stody getting the assist, although it was more of a Lil Rad kind of taking that bounce off the off the ceiling.
And Ninja Knight not able to get rid of it before the defense stuns him out. For Alpha Ducks, though, continue to get stunned. Another pile up here, but luckily they do have the lanes on the passes that time. Good spacing, but the pass not quite in place. Still a recovery. Has short-range options, and that was good recognition from Boop. Played it so calmly in the clustered area to find Denials for the 2.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
So right now it's Denials 12 points for his team, but Boop, a couple of assists there, and that one very nice.
Clear the launchers.
So off to the top, another turnover here. Will just float outside that 3-point area taken by Ninja Knight. Ninja Knight resets over to Lil Rad. Lil Rad will float off to the side. Going to be contested heavily by Taco on Thursday. And some more piles on the disc forming. They're going to go for that quick pass, but just bounces off. They still get a short-range boost. Taco on Thursday gets there first. Gets stuck in the middle here. Taking it away once again is Ninja Knight. And Ninja Knight's going to look down low towards Lil Rad. Lil Rad with an eye on the goal, but an eye on the defender there instead. Going across, too strong on the pass, right back out and sent into the midline, backwards and just past the hands of Boop, who's now just looking for a grab on someone. But does get a shot attempt, and Boop trying to recover there as well as Lil Rad. A good short-range tap-off from Boop. Hits the cutter from the barrier, but just couldn't quite meet, and instead it will be delivered right back to bad internet for the win, and backing it out again on patient play from Jesters.
And the defense from Alpha Ducks right now is really aggressive. I mean, they're doing a really good job of spreading out, and then the moment that disc gets near the bubble, they're collapsing on it. But they're not clustering, and they are looking so good right now. Alpha Ducks on defense.
Still down by 1 point, however, and for Jesters playing the clock a little bit, playing that patience as you mentioned. So Alpha Ducks, time certainly still More than plenty of it left with 4 minutes left.
Oh,
And a good grab there as it's dumped off into the mid lane. So maybe a chance at a goal here and to take a lead.
yeah, Stody
Oh,
got-
that was very close as well. But a good dunk
man.
rebound by Ninja Knight.
And that's from what we just saw there. That was everybody on Alpha Ducks doing a little bit of work there. You had Stody coming out of the goal to challenge a shot coming in, or a pass maybe, and then Martin the third getting a grab as it's coming back in. Someone taking a shot on an empty net, and then that one gets tossed down, and it's Ninja Knight to put it in. Lil Rad was somewhere on that play
that's
as well.
very close.
Ooh, that was close. But yeah, just a great showing there from Alpha Ducks on that sequence, that whole sequence.
You know what? Still found an open 3 on that sequence. Lil Red again from that spot down below. Very well played on the angle, and it's a 10-6 lead.
Yeah, there's Lil Rat. I mean, it's every single person on Alpha Ducks right now is contributing in a very big, clutch, meaningful way, and it's paying off for them as they now take that lead.
Taco on Thursday, taking it away. Boop has that passing play deep across, just throws a soft one, so it does reach the intended target off the bounce. That's the benefit of those soft passes, throw them when the lane is open enough for it, and it just enables a nice, easy catch. Taco on Thursday has that snatched by Ninja Knight.
And here was that Boop doing a really good job of making some extra time to get that pass open. And he goes to that pass, and then the shot ultimately gets saved. But what a setup there from Boop for that shot opportunity.
So Boop does take it here. Bad internet. Just gets it, but contested immediately by Ninja. So Ninja's been all over the floor. There he is again. This time stunning out Taco on Thursday. Gets looks like bounce, clear, and boost. A few regrabs on the way. Ninja Knight having himself a nice game and just making his presence known. Now Bad Internet will roam off another spin move and gets the goal. Ninja almost the save, but not quite. So it's a 2-point game here.
Ninja announcing very loudly that he definitely caught that disc. I didn't get a good look on it, but I do believe him. We saw it last game. Something I referenced as we get a restart here.
Wonder what happened there.
Yeah, I didn't notice anything. Nobody said anything. The last thing I heard was Ninja Knight loudly announcing, "I definitely caught that disc." Oh, they're calling medical. Bad internet apparently messed up his fingers.
Ooh, hopefully nothing too bad on his part, but we know that happens from time to time in Echo. In fact,
He does.
In fact, I was gonna say his teammate there, Denials, back in 2017. Don't mean to laugh at it, sorry, but Denials broke his hand twice. The second time was right as his first break was healing. He did it again back in 2017, 2018, in the early days, because he was such a strong goalkeeper and he was always reaching out, and he has those long arms. He's a very lanky person physically. Met him in real life, and yeah, so hopefully for Bad Internet, he's not doing too bad, and it's something that he can just kind of clean up and be left with a bruise and nothing more.
Sounds like he may have drawn blood. That's my speculation based off of what they were saying. But just now they're starting to notice there's an extra spectator here. They're starting to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm actually being informed. So
they appear to be confused.
In the chat, Bad Internet said that that's Martin's spectator.
You'll be happy to know Denials just referred to you as a nice fella.
Oh, that's good. Denials is a great fella. Like I said, met him in real life over in Katowice, and it's been a while since I've seen him since then, but it's always good to see him on the streams and staying competitive. As I say, seeing these veterans from that first generation of Echo players either still playing or coming back for VRML has been nice to see. Over on the North American end, I obviously mentioned Guygasm and Fair Enough. Both players who these European players, several of them have met in real life. Martin, Denials, Boop, all from those early days and from those early lands. Always exciting, and yeah, it's good to see the community still sticking strong.
So bad. Okay, yes, it looks like you got the message. Bad Internet saying it's Martin's. So I don't know what to take from that. They seem to all be non-concerned about it in their discussion of it. Oh, they just okay. Bad internet pulled a nail off, and I could say so. I was gonna reference just the other week. I didn't pull a nail completely off, but my right thumbnail I pulled about halfway off because there was an old desk near me. I've never broken a bone. I've never broken a bone playing the game. I've never broken a bone, period. But never from playing the game either. But I can't say just the other week. I think it was during a scrim. There's this old desk, a small old desk I keep in a corner for some other things, and it's well out of the way of my play space. But I guess I had stepped a bit further out than I intended to, or I was leaning or something. And I went to, I think I was sweeping. I was sweeping my hand around. I don't know if I was throwing the disc or what. And I nailed just thumb directly on this desk, pulled half the thumbnail up, but also completely and utterly obliterated the desk. It is now in pieces, just from that one hit. It was an old desk, but yeah, I was almost a little proud by how completely and utterly I destroyed that desk.
I admittedly missed most of that because I was typing in the chat, kind of clarifying on the rule situation there.
Oh, I see.
But
So yeah, I figured I'd fill some time with that fun little story there.
what I did get from that is Denials gets his 3-point on for an 11-10 lead here. Important shot. What I did get from that was that you broke a desk by, I assume, punching something very hard. Yes.
Yeah. I ripped up part of my thumbnail because it was bad internet and pulled off a fingernail apparently. And I know that's incredibly painful.
Yeah.
So that's how I was relating the story there.
Well, cheers to Pat Internet for being a trooper here, coming back. That kind of thing definitely has got to hurt, but I suppose could be worse. Not going to be a break at least, but still a tough break on the nail, I suppose. But yeah, less than a minute left, then we've got a 1-point game after that intermission, after that shot from Denials. Right now, Jester's in position to maybe close it out if that shot goes through. Right there on the second. It's bad internet, so messed up hand and all. He still does what it takes, and has what it takes to get that through, and that's a 3-point lead.
And that timeout might be working out in Jester's favor here, as they were down 10-7, but now finding themselves up. Or I believe it was 10-8, 10-7, whatever it was. They're now up 13-10 with 25 seconds to go. Alpha Duck's gonna have to do something here quickly if they want to stay for round 3.
Yeah, 16 seconds to make that happen. We need to see that goalie punched out right about now. They need to try and play that clock right and go for that goalie. They are indeed trying to, but it's a tough angle. It's being closed off very well. So going for maybe one nest pass, one last shot to tie it up. Could not. So in round 2, Jesters will take this game away 13-10.
That is unfortunate. Apparently, and now someone at the same time, someone on Alpha Duck's completely losing tracking on their hands, which is unfortunate, particularly at the end of a game there. It's never something you want to see, never something you want to experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jester is able to, after that technical timeout, a medical timeout even, able to come back off of that with that unanswered 3, and it was a 3 and a 2, so it was 10-8. They got a 2, tied it up, got a 3, and yeah, so yeah, good on Jesters to ultimately take the game. Kind of feel a little bit bad for Alpha Ducks, as they did have the momentum there going into that tech timeout. But injuries happen, and you kind of have to, you don't want anybody to exacerbate an injury for the sake of for the sake of a game. You want them to be able to take care of that and get ahead of it. So no fault there. Too bad internet. And of course, I'm sure he's still, if he did pull off that nail, he's probably still in quite a bit of pain. Because that's not it's not the most severe injury, but it's definitely a painful one. So yeah, good showing here from Jesters.
Yeah, so that will be the conclusion of this match. Jester's just taking that one away. We do have another match now in 30 minutes, just about, a little bit less, in fact. And that's a North American match between Kangarillas and Team Joker. Mentioned that earlier. Bound to be a super exciting one, so be on the lookout for that. We are going to end this stream since we have a little bit of a break here, but we'll be back online in the next 20 minutes or so for the pre-match countdown and all that good stuff. And then, yeah, join us then as Palidore attempts to maybe boil up some tea. So lead us out, Dimwee.
Yeah, thank you for joining us here for these European games. This will do us for the European teams today. And as Palidore said, we have several more to go. So be sure to come back here. Join us back here in about 30 minutes for that really exciting Kang Joker game. But yeah, thank you to our European friends for joining us. I know it's the evening out there. It's like 8:30 in London at the moment, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again in a few.